Welcome to Will It Build, the series where I take your builds from my YouTube comments and Discord server and put them to the test to see if they are the real deal. If it's solid, then I'll gift you 1,000 silver, and if it's really something special, you'll be featured in a dedicated build video for your submitted build. So comment yours below so we can answer the question, Will it build? At Will It Build episode 21, we got something from Essex called Crowd Control Void Warlock. Me personally, I'm always a sucker for like the MMO themed builds. You say like you got crowd control, you got like a tank build. I like it a lot. Before we get into the build though, I do want to say we're going to give away another Draconis Tetrachroma emblem through this Will It Build video. I'll tell y'all how to enter a little bit later on in the episode, but I just did want to mention that since y'all seem to be liking those. The main premise of this build is a warlock focused on spreading void debuffs to enemies. This build may end up killing lower difficulty content too quickly to effectively showcase the build, as it's more suited towards high-end content like master raids, dungeons, or Grandmaster Nightfalls. I mean, my thing is, if you're killing enemies too quickly, that is not a bad problem to have. As for subclass, weapons, and armor mods, we got Void Warlock. The aspects are Feed the Void and Child of the Old Gods. I always love going these two aspects. I already have them on, in fact, but Feed the Void, for those who don't remember, is pretty much the only way to get pre-nerf Devour. So you get Devour nowadays, every kill just gives you 100 HP, whereas with Feed the Void, Devour gives you a full HP bar. It's the only way to get it nowadays in the game. Child of the Old Gods, of course, a very loaded aspect. Whenever you cast a Rift, you got your Void Soul, you shoot a bad guy, Void Soul goes over and sticks to him, weakens everything, does like a little draining aura. When the target's being drained, you get Grenade and melee energy if you're running Healing Rift, or health if you're running an Empowering Rift. Either way, if we kill a target who's being drained, you get class ability energy, so you get to cast your Rift again, get the child back out on the field more quickly. The echoes of Expulsion, Domineering, Instability, and Undermining. I don't know what any of those do off the top of my head. I know Undermining, Void Grenade, weakens targets, okay. Instability, defeating targets with grenades, grants volatile rounds to your void weapons. So we'll probably be going void weapons in this build. We've also got Domineering and Expulsion. I believe Expulsion, if I recall correctly, is, yes, void ability, final blows, cause targets to explode. So we got a little bit of AoE, some better ad clearing. And then Domineering, I can't remember what Domineering does. After suppressing a target, you gain greatly increased mobility for a short duration, and your equipped weapon is reloaded from reserves. That's kind of cool. Defeating suppressed targets also creates a Void Breach. Remember, you can pick up a Void Breach to get class ability energy, so we can cast a Rift more often to get that Child of the Old Gods back on the field even more. As far as the rest, we've got Empowering Rift and Suppressor Grenade. So there's the Suppressor Grenade to kind of play into the echo of Domineering so that we can reload our equipped weapon, create those Void Breaches. And then Empowering Rift is kind of cool for me because remember, Child of the Old Gods said if we're running Empowering Rift, we get health when our enemy targets are being drained. So we still have a way to restore our HP with our Child of the Old Gods draining enemies as opposed to just casting our Healing Rift, which is neat. That's a good mix-up. They say preferably Cataclysm Nova Bomb for burst DPS against boss enemies, but it's dealer's choice. So from a previous Void Warlock video, I mentioned that I love the Vortex Nova Bomb a lot better because it doesn't eat your bullets and it can't be broken mid-air. And it actually does a similar amount of damage to tanky enemies as the Cataclysm Nova Bomb does, but we'll start with Cataclysm since they recommended it, and we'll see if we want to switch later on. The required weapon is Collective Obligation. So Collective Obligation, for those who don't know, is actually Vow of the Disciple exotic weapon. I don't even know if I have it on me. It looks like, do I even own the weapon? I hope so, otherwise this episode's going to be like 2 minutes long. I think I have it. It's energy, right? I do have it. I'm going to try, because I know a lot of people probably don't have this weapon. I'm going to try and come up with an alternative that could be suitable for the build if you do not have Collective Obligation. Speaking of which, the emblem giveaway I just talked about earlier at the beginning of the episode, if you can think of a weapon that might be suitable for this build as you're watching and as you see what it does throughout the episode, comment what weapon you think would work well with this build as opposed to Collective Obligation down below. I'll pick my favorite one and that person will win the emblem. Also make sure you've liked the video and subscribed to the channel, otherwise you're not going to be eligible to win. So Collective Obligation has the exotic perk. So it has two perks. We have Umbral Sustenance, where this weapon's magazine is automatically reloaded when you gain Devour, a Void Overshield, or become invisible. And it's got Void Leech, where this weapon leeches Void debuffs when damaging targets that have Void debuffs. Once charged, you can hold R, or the reload button, to swap firing modes. In this mode, damage from this weapon applies the same... Okay, so we're basically sucking in the Void debuffs and then holding reload and then spitting them back out. Because we have Echo of Domineering, we're suppressing enemies. I'm guessing maybe like you throw the suppressor grenade, shoot a dude, that absorbs the suppression, hold reload, then you can spit the suppression back out. It's actually a clever build. I like that. Choice of primary and heavy is personal preference, but I prefer Deliverance as it can roll with Demo plus Choke Clip to feed more grenade energy into the build and provide extra CC with Stasis Freeze. I actually already have that, funny enough. It's sitting on my Warlock because I usually use that with Stasis Warlock. So we'll go with that. As far as our heavy weapon goes, I guess we'll just go... I guess I just have an auto-loading rocket sitting here. Might as well throw it on. I don't know. We probably want a Void rocket though, right? Since I think the build is a lot about Void and like Void weapons. So maybe, ooh, let's go with our Commemoration. We have it sitting right here. It's got Reconstruction. Reloads in the background. Perfect. They're going through our mods. I see right here. Here's our exotic armor piece. They've got us set up with the Secant Filaments. Interesting. So if we throw these bad boys on, we have got casting an Empowering Rift will grant you Devour, which again, we are using an Empowering Rift, so that makes sense. Damage dealt by you and your allies from within your Empowering Rift will disrupt combatants. I don't know what disrupt means in terms of like Destiny terminology. I know there's like disorient, blinding's not really a thing anymore because it turned into disorient, but I don't know what disrupt means. So I guess we'll figure out what disrupt does. I don't know. As far as the mods, let's get these on super quick. I want to start. I want to get into the build, see what happens. We've got Heavy Ammo Finder, Harmonic Siphon, and Ashes to Assets if you're solo, or Heavy Ammo Scout if you're in a team setting. We are in a team setting. We'll be going to the Coil. Sorry, Polaris Lance. Getting stuck into a different exotic. Okay, so they said Heavy Ammo Finder, Harmonic Siphon, and then Heavy Ammo Scout. And then we have got Double Grenade Kickstart and Bolstering Detonation. That is an energy heavy recipe. So we'll do Double Grenade Kickstart and then Bolstering Detonation, which Bolstering Detonation will give us class ability energy when we cause damage with a grenade. That means we can only fit a minor mod over here. I'll do like a minor resilience or something. I don't really know. Make sure I have some other resilience mods, so I'm tier 10 resilience. Charged up and Dealer's Choice of protection mods. I'm assuming they mean resists. So we'll go ahead and do like a harmonic resistance, a solar resistance, and then a charged up. We can fit all that in there. As far as the legs go, stacks on stacks, innervation, and recuperation. So we got stacks on stacks, innervation, and recuperation, a little bit of grenade energy and healing when we pick up an orb. And then for the bond, we've got Reaper, Bomber, and Special Finisher. Interesting. Bomber action, and then Special Finisher. Collecting Orb of Power gives you 1 temporary armor charge, consumes 3 stacks of armor charge to give the entire fire team special ammo on finishers. So cool. I guess we'll be topped up on Deliverance 24/7. My one concern is that I feel like this isn't going to get used very much because we're probably going to want to invest most of our armor charge stacks into our grenade kickstarts when we throw our grenades. But we'll see. If we're not getting a lot of use out of Special Finisher, I think we might be better off putting something else in here, but we'll see as we get going. We've spent a while setting up the build. This one's a bit more complex. I want to get into the Coil. I want to get playing. I want to see what happens. Big thanks to Assassin Strikers and my mate James, by the way, for hopping in here. They're two of the folks that were chilling in the Twitch stream. One of the first things I want to do is try and understand what exactly disrupt means. People in my live Twitch chat were telling me that it's akin to the status effect that occurs when you stun overload champions. But I'm curious if that has an effect on non-overload champions. Whoa! Oh, I just realized something. Okay, so I got kind of weak right there and panicked. And so I casted my Rift because usually I'm running Healing Rift on Warlock. And then as I was casting it, I was like, oh no, I'm running Empowering Rift now. But Empowering Rift with Secant Filaments instantly gives me Devour. And because I'm running Feed the Void, Devour is still its pre-nerf effects, which means whenever I cast my Rift, I instantly go back to full 100% HP, even though it's Empowering Rift, because I instantly get Devour when I cast it. You have like a free full HP button at the tip of your fingers whenever your class ability is up. I never considered that. So I know now that we're using Collective Obligation, we have one of the dots lit up. I think that's equivalent to saying, hey, one of your buffs is ready to go. So if I hold the alternate fire mode, does that do anything? I don't know what's going on. How do you use this thing? Okay, I'm gonna suppress these guys. Okay, so now I have the middle dot. So does that mean, okay, boom, there's alternate firing mode. Oh, and that guy's suppressed now. Okay, pop the Empowering Rift for my full heal because it gives me Devour. So am I shooting suppression at this guy now? I think I am. Oh my god, he just got obliterated. Okay, so it looks like you can only do the alternate reload when that center bottom circle is lit up. I don't know what the other 3 circles mean. Now they're all gone. Now they're missing. Another thing I'm curious about too is it says this weapon's magazine is automatically reloaded when you gain Devour. Is that just when you gain Devour, or is it also when you get a kill and extend Devour? Because if it's the latter, that means that if you have Devour, every single kill refills the mag. I think it's just anytime you extend Devour. Yeah, I think it is. Because if I shoot this guy, I have Devour currently. Okay, so you literally never have to reload this weapon, basically. Okay, so if I throw my suppression grenade at those guys, he's suppressed, and then I shoot him, and then I shoot him some more. Okay, now I'm charged. So, boom. And now I'm outputting the debuffs. Am I shooting all 3 of them at him at once? Am I shooting Weaken, Volatile, and Suppression at him at the same time? That's crazy. And so I'm noticing on the left side of my screen, it said Void Leech active for a timer. So I'm assuming that's the amount of time I have with the debuffs. And I think to charge it, you have to kill an enemy. I don't think it's based on... Oh, it might be based on damage, actually, because I was just shooting at him, and it ended up charging the gun. I wonder, maybe it's not possible to charge the gun while Void Leech is active. So let's see. Let's let the Void Leech active go away. Boom, it's gone. Now we'll shoot at this guy. Okay, no, it's damage-based. So it's damage-based, but you can't charge the weapon while you already have a Void Leech active. That makes sense. So right here, let's cast this Rift so we get our Devour. So we get a little bit more safe. And then we'll throw the grenade at him. And we're charged up now, so we can hit the go button. And I don't know what debuff we're applying to him. But, okay, this seems like a legitimately very strong build, especially for higher end content. Alright, I'm gonna go try and just kill an enemy real quick. I'm gonna throw my suppression grenade, suppress these guys. Shoot. And I got all 3, so that doesn't really tell me all that much. So if I chuck my grenade over there, boom. Okay. So the bottom small dot is definitely volatile. Because when I throw my grenade at enemies and I hit them, it suppresses them and weakens them. Because it's a suppressor grenade and I have the echo of undermining. So by process of elimination, I know that the very bottom dot, not the big one that indicates that the weapon is ready to be charged, but the bottom small dot, that one is volatile for sure. The top 2 are suppress and weaken. I just don't know which is which. So if you look at it, I'm being told the first one, if you go clockwise, is suppression. Second one is weaken. Third one is volatile. And then the big dot at the bottom, that is fully charged. That means you're ready to enter alt fire mode and spit out whatever buffs you have lit up at the current moment. Okay, let's get this bad boy out. Okay, so yes. So right now, so the bottom one is just volatile, right? Because I have volatile charge in the gun. Yep, there's the volatile. Whoa! And now I have, okay. So the middle one of the small dots is definitely weakened because I shot a tethered enemy. Let's go ahead and throw that down. And boom, all 3 buffs. So the very second you get all 3 buffs, that's just kind of your cue to say go. And look, nothing nothing can hit any of my teammates, because all I have to do is put a bullet into everything, and they get suppressed, weakened, and volatile. The only thing that can shoot my teammates is bosses. But at the same time, I'm curious, what happens if I put my rift down and we stand in the rift? Because that said it disrupts enemies, right? So does that mean it just staggers them more often? So I know that disrupt is akin to the overload debuff, which if you noticed, if you looked while I was in my rift, I had the overload icon on all of my weapons. Ooh, thanks for the suppression. This is kind of crazy. And the fact that if you have Devour, you never need to reload the weapon as long as you're killing enemies, like, that is pretty nuts too. Okay, so look at my weapons right now. When I'm in the rift, boom, all overload icons. But what I'm wondering is, does that matter for not overload champions? Sustained fire from blank disrupts combat. There it is, disrupts. Disrupts combatants, stunning them, delaying ability regeneration, and lowering combatant damage output. Oh, okay. So theoretically, if we drop a rift and start shooting at stuff, even if it's not an overload champion, I mean, like, theoretically, it will... Theoretically, it will lower the damage that they deal, right? That's basically what this is saying. Let's try and maintain my Devour. Oh, we have all 3 buffs fully charged. And I can shoot at this wizard while my buffs are active. And boom, the wizard's suppressed, weakened, and volatile. That's actually awesome. I like this gun a lot. That is really cool. That is a great idea for a weapon. I'm kind of angry at myself that I never gave this a try. Look, it can't even do anything. It's just sitting, because I'm constantly shooting it with suppression and weaken. It just can't do anything. So we all have disruption. So this is going to stun it more frequently and cause it to deal less damage. I mean, I'm not really going to be able to tell if it's doing more damage or less damage than usual. But... I mean, I died. If it works, cool, but at the same time, if it doesn't work and it's only applicable to overload champions, I feel like that doesn't really take that much away from the build. I'm just now realizing I haven't really used the chill clip fusion rifle that they recommended at all either. I can just be stunning dudes completely with stasis. Like this guy right here. Whoop. And you don't get to move anymore. Oh. Okay, well, you're just dead anyway. That's fine. I'm about to mess this guy up. Boom! A nice bit of damage. Something I'm feeling that is very important about this build is making sure that you're maintaining... Making sure that you're always maintaining Devour. Because that seems like a big key for this. I think it is time for a couple slight tweaks, though. I pretty much like everything about the build the way it is so far. However, the slight tweaks I want to make are as follows. Like I alluded to earlier in the video, I feel like Special Finisher is not really doing a crazy amount for us because, one, we're using all of our armor charges for grenade kickstart anyway, which is, I feel, where they're better placed. And I feel like we're not in a problem when it comes to having enough special ammo anyway, because typically we're going to want to use our primary weapon anyway, because we're able to fuel it with debuffs and then spit them back out and shut everything down. So I think I would rather switch this to Powerful Attraction to make it easier for me to pick up orbs, because that is going to allow me to fuel my grenade kickstarts a lot more easily. I don't know how many people know this. Exotic primary weapons spawn significantly more ammo bricks compared to other just regular legendary primary weapons. So just by killing a lot of enemies with an exotic primary, we're automatically having a higher chance of producing special and heavy ammo bricks compared to if we were just using a regular legendary weapon. So I feel like we don't really need the Special Finisher for forced special ammo quite as much. Okay, let's get our debuffs going. Our gun is in juiced mode. And everything explodes. See, the thing is, even though this gun doesn't do an impeccable amount of damage, the fact that every single enemy that you put a bullet into automatically becomes weakened, suppressed, and volatile. Like, it doesn't really matter if it takes you a while to kill stuff because nothing can shoot at you. And look, we already have our grenade back. So we can go ahead, get those buffs back immediately, and boom, now everything I put a bullet into is suppressed again. Oh, you guys are shooting at me? Nope, not anymore. You guys, all of you, you're all suppressed. Can't shoot. Can't kill us. That wyvern right there, he's suppressed. It's so funny. Nothing can touch me. When they said crowd control warlock build, like, yeah. They delivered on their promise. Give me my suppression. Let's get this down. I see a wyvern that's cooking right now. Nope, 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 nope. Look, the wyvern is suppressed now again. We'll throw down another grenade. Bop, 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 bop. All three of the debuffs. Yeah, so this definitely is where you can tell the build shines a lot. Because, yeah, I think enemies were dying a little too quickly, which, like I said before, is not a problem. If your problem is that you have enemies dying too quickly, like, you have a pretty good problem. It's not an issue, but it does kind of get in the way of you having a genuine full appreciation for what the build is capable of. Now that we're in the later rings of this activity and enemies are a little bit tankier, a little bit more formidable, now it's becoming very obvious like how strong this build is, because it doesn't really matter that enemies are tanky and deal a lot of damage. It doesn't, like, it's fine. Make it so that they can never shoot at you and you weaken them. And then you get extra damage on them with volatile, and it's like that becomes very obvious when you start using the build against enemies in higher end content. Oh man, I feel like there's a lot of room for not necessarily optimization with this build, but just a lot of room for different angles to take it towards. I think I like this build a lot. I kind of want to explore that Nova Bomb was atrocious. But I like this build a lot. I kind of want to take some time to explore different avenues and different modifications to it, perhaps with different fragments and different exotic armor pieces. And I might down the line make a build video that is specific to what I would maybe consider to be the most versatile and powerful form of this build. So make sure you go ahead and scroll down a little bit, subscribe to the channel if that'd be something you'd be interested in seeing in the future. And then let's suppress all these guys. We can pick up the suppressor buff, eat it up with the gun. Now everything that we shoot is suppressed. Okay, I'm suppressed now too. Okay, I gotta get close to him, otherwise he'll destroy my Nova. There we go. There we go, that should help. And then I'll shoot at him so that the Child of the Old Gods goes to him, weakens him. Let's get a suppressor grenade on him too, because why not? And boom, he's dead. That suppressor. Now we get all three of our buffs, right? No, we just get two. We don't get weakened. But that's fine, because we have Devour right now. I can go ahead and shoot these guys and suppress them. See ya. Probably a good time to mention for anyone watching on YouTube that they can all come into the live Twitch stream, and if they have Amazon Prime, they can link it to their Twitch account and subscribe to my Twitch stream for free. Which helps me make more YouTube videos like this one that all y'all are watching right now. Sorry, I have to. Okay, let's get this suppression grenade down. Okay, we have Devour up. You know what? I don't like this guy. Alright, spray a couple enemies. Dino, thank you for the gifted sub. Appreciate it. We got our triple buffs up right now. Boom, boom. Shoot both of those guys. They're both suppressed. They can't touch me, baby. What's the matter? I love suppressing everything. Nothing ever shoots at me. that down. Skill suppression grenade. Nope, hold up, hold up, hold up. You guys aren't allowed to shoot at me anymore. I'll pull out my fusion rifle so I can freeze this one. So I got chill clip. Yeah, there we go. Suppressor grenade. Perfect. Then we eat all our buffs. Whoa, hold up, hold up. I love this now because I can basically just bully this wizard. What I just noticed too, I literally just realized this. If you're fighting an extremely tanky target and you put all 3 debuffs on them, then shoot them with the gun to put all 3 of the debuffs into the gun, and then activate the gun to spit the debuffs out, if you just spam shoot the enemy, eventually, I think what's going on is when your charge timer runs out, if you just continue shooting at them, you'll just reacquire the 3 buffs all over again. Okay, so I want to test my theory. We'll suppress that guy. That gives us 2 of the 3 buffs. And then we'll go ahead and burst them out. So we have Void Leech active, 10 seconds. We'll just keep shooting enemies. So this guy, we have suppression and weaken on him. So Void Leech active, still another 1 second. So now my Void Leech active is gone, but this guy should still have suppress and weaken on him. Boom! I can shoot him again and just get those same buffs all over again. And boom, I have him for another 15 seconds. Let's get this down so we at least get our Devour up. Get a full heal real fast, and then we can start shooting at these guys. And then I need to get into the lights. Get my debuff. Kill this guy, hopefully. Keep our Devourer. Boom, skin of our teeth. I love that you can take your teammates' debuffs as well. So if you're running with teammates who are also on Void subclasses and they're Void debuffing enemies, you can shoot them and eat the debuffs that your teammates apply to enemies as well. So this guy's weakened on him right now, and I'm just spraying him over and over again, and I just get to cycle the buffs over and over again. He permanently is weakened all day long. Want to see me do it again? Oh, there's my weaken back. Forever weakened. Woo! Perfect ending. Will it build? Absolutely, yes. That was awesome. That was super fun. I mean, like, that's a build where... No, but yeah, I mean, like, this is a build where every part feels like it's doing its job, and it feels like it's all working seamlessly together. To be honest, the collective obligation definitely is necessary for the build, but I feel like you could go literally whatever you want in the kinetic and heavy slot. I do kind of want to look at some alternate exotic options. My tentative thought is that I can maybe drop Seek and Filaments and put on Briar Binds. I can then do, instead of the Echo of Expulsion, I can go ahead and go with the Echo of Starvation to still have a way to get Devour. I think I'm going to look into this build more. Potentially might turn it into a full build video. I love this one a lot. For now, will it build? Absolutely yes. Definitely a winner. If y'all want your build to be showcased in one of these videos, you want a chance to win 1,000 silver, be sure to drop them in the Will It Build channel in my Discord server, linked in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.